look at one of the videos released by the security service of Ukraine of an attack on the Belaya airfield, which is in southeastern Siberia, and it's 2,500 miles from Ukraine, so it's very, very far away. And this particular video shows one particular drone flight as it goes from its launch all the way to the target area, and goes through several modes of operation. And I want to look at this video from the standpoint of a drone engineer. I used to work on autonomous drones, and so I have some perspective. Some of this stuff has been reported in the press already, but let's just take a look at this video and see what we can glean. Start the video. All right. So first thing we can see in the lower right is that they do have a GPS fix. And you can also see the battery level and how quickly the battery level is declining. And then as we're approaching the target area, you can see that the heading and the altitude and the attitude are all very steady, indicating that the navigation from the launch to the target area is by autonomous GPS navigation. Also, you can see that it's flying over some small fires along the exact same line of flight. To me, that indicates that some of the prior drones had failed to reach the target area, and the likely reason for that is battery failure. The autonomous software and hardware for these drones has been available for many, many years and is very reliable. Battery technology, however, does have a tendency to fail. And in addition, these drones were sitting in a container for who knows how many days prior to the attack, and maybe had some problems with recharging, or didn't have a complete charge before they were launched. So we have pre-programmed GPS autonomous navigation from the launch site to the target area, which is over the airfield. And we can see that once they get to the target area, the altitude varies dramatically, the attitude, and then you can just tell that it's gone from autonomous GPS navigation to human-controlled piloting. I see no indications of AI navigation, which has been reported in the press, especially trained AI navigation. And I have a tendency to doubt that because the battlefield war conditions would be pretty hard to train an AI to deal with, all the smoke and the fire and the unknown locations of the particular targets that they're looking for. So I think this is just a human piloted by remote control, and here's that credit to the Ukrainian security services. Going back to the beginning again, we'll just play it again while I'm speaking. So the other thing to note here is as this thing takes off is watch how quickly the battery level drains. That's in the lower left, showing the battery level. So there is a high consumption of battery power, and some of these drones didn't make it, as we're seeing those small fires on the ground. So once again, that's the likely cause of those other crashes was just battery failure. And then we'll see along the path here that we go from autonomous navigation, and then the pilot apparently switched to human control at some point. Let's see when that happens. Right there. And then switches back to GPS control. Probably just switched a little bit too early, and now he gets to the target area, and you can see that the attitude is just jumping around all over the place. The altitude on the left is also jumping around. Excuse me, on the right is also jumping around. So anyway, we're now in human control, and because we're so far away, obviously, and this has been reported in the press, they are using cellular technology for communication of data, telemetry, video, and control. And it's likely a 4G or 5G network that they're using over there in Russia's cellular network. Like I say, there's no indication of AI control here. I think this is just all human piloted via the cellular network. And they're using Ardupilot mission planner with this video heads-up display here. In prior videos that they released, you actually see the entire mission planner screen. You could see the GPS map with the waypoints defined. And I noticed in the newly released videos that they're trimming that out and cutting that out, so they're showing less information in these videos. Just probably a security issue for them that they're trying to hide a little bit of the details of how the attack was carried out and what technology was involved. So, in conclusion, I'd say this attack was deviously clever, but the technology involved has been available to consumers and via open source software for many years. So, we're using autonomous GPS navigation that's been available on consumer drones for well over 10, 15 years. Um, the open source software on the Ardupilot, as well as others, have been available for many, many years. The ability to communicate via cellular networks, that's available in various um, applications, and the web-based infrastructure for that is also available through other sources. So I'd say the impacts of this kind of successful, inexpensive, and devastating attack are going to force changes to protect military assets around the globe. I'd expect the first thing they're going to implement is GPS jamming or spoofing as soon as possible around all military sites that had valuable assets, as that's going to be the fastest, easiest, and cheapest way to provide some protection, some level of protection, until better defensive solutions are developed, if any. It's a pretty difficult thing to defend against. And obviously, it's much cheaper and easier to destroy than it is to build. And this kind of surprise attack puts an exclamation point on that simple truth. So that's it. That was the point of this video, and thanks for watching.